Hello and welcome to the last episode of Vampyr. We're going to play the epilogue right now. My name is Emma and this is Once Upon a Quest. I don't think there's going to be any more combat left. I think that we finished the final boss in the last episode. So I'm recording this in the morning and I have my coffee and I'm just going to go and hopefully reunite with Lady Ashbury. And yeah, so I'm excited to see how the story wraps up. And then afterwards I'll give my kind of final thoughts on the game as well. So let's go. So at the end of last episode, we ended up here. There was like a little bit of a narrative kind of cutscene and we ended up here, and I presume this has to be Lady Ashbury's castle in Scotland that she has. So she ran away from London. She ended up here. We fought the final boss, the Red Queen, last episode, and then we ended up here. So hopefully she's in there and we get a lovely reunion with her. And we find out a bit more about why exactly she ran away and what's up with her bloodline. But yeah, check out our cool car. I don't know if we own this or if we borrowed it or whatever, but pretty nice car. Pretty nice. But yeah, look at this view. Like, look at the mountains, the lake. It has to be Scotland, right? It's absolutely amazing looking. So hopefully, can I go this way? No. Yeah, hopefully she's happy to see us. Oh. The blood again? This is the horned, mysterious entity. I didn't think we were going to see him again, actually.
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
Okay, so you're going back to sleep? That's good. About the Red Queen, about the disaster. Yeah, we need to know a bit more about what this guy's whole
So our beloved mother will just
motivation
go back
was
to sleep
to
now
stop
that
her.
enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
Okay. So she was happy that I fought her and beat her? Like what?
And what are you to her? Her counterpart?
Her son?
Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother, my dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
But this entity guy, he's my maker, so he made me into a vampire.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant Ghostly Queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
Okay, that was just her ghostly version of herself. Oh, this guy has his full name now, or his old name or whatever, Myrddin. Okay, tell me more about the disaster.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question.
It's to do with the bloodline.
Have you the answer?
It's Lady Ashbury's blood. That's why we need to ask her. Our Ichors are contagious. Are Ichors all female?
I noticed that all the Ichors were
question.
female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Okay.
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
What?
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
I'm here to see Elizabeth. Yeah, he's not trying to stop me though, is he? What of the Brotherhood? What will happen to Ascalon? Okay, we can ask about all these things. What about Ascalon?
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshal's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sleep.
Okay, but what do you want to do with it? I don't know what his end goal is.
What will become of the vampire hunters?
They will never stop searching for William Marshal, for he escaped their two great hunts. Remember that you too are now on their dark list.
Yeah, but Jeffrey McCullum likes me now.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
I foresee trouble for them now that your progeny considers becoming the new primate.
But I'm certain the current primate has no wish to resign.
Exactly.
Oh, Dr. Swansea.
And I am not fully convinced your progeny truly understands what dreadful power he is about to defy.
Okay, so Dr. Swansea has his eye on becoming the new primate of St. Paul. Interesting.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Yeah.
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken
Others
language.
didn't turn.
Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
About William Marshal's blood.
Tell me about William Marshal. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reed. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Okay. Yeah, where is William Marshal? He hasn't turned up the whole game. He's been like this kind of main important character in the history of vampires and the vampire hunters, but he hasn't turned up at all.
Is he here? Is William Marshal here? Is that why you're here now too?
Have I not already answered that question?
He's here to say goodbye to his sons, plural. So he's here to say goodbye to me and William Marshal. So is William Marshal in the castle with Lady Ashbury? Do they know each other? Is Lady Ashbury also known as Lady Blackwood? She bought a castle from William Marshal, it said in one of the notes.
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
Okay. I think we need to get inside
When
that
he
castle
fought
and
me,
find out what's really going
Geoffrey
on.
McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
King Arthur? Was King Arthur a vampire?
King Arthur was also your progeny.
Oh my god, this guy.
Why am I not surprised?
He's making
Yes,
all the
he
important historical figures into vampires.
But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Oh my god. Who are your sons? I think I know who he's talking about. I think William Marshal is inside the castle.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshal.
Yeah. And how many have you created? Are we just puppets? Yeah. I'd say he's created many. I'd say he created King Arthur to be a vampire, and he's created William Marshal in like 1666 or whatever that was. He's definitely created like loads.
So that is all we are to you? Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil?
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
How many?
This is madness.
How many?
How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
One of them is? Which one? Which one?
Speak clearly then,
Shakespeare?
and answer my last question.
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
Find a way to enter the castle. Oh my god.
I cannot enter. The castle walls look decrepit.
Damn.
Maybe I can find a way to sneak in.
Sneak in. We climb up this pillar. No, we can't seem to go this way at all. Look at the beautiful grass though and everything. And the trees and the like mist. So cool looking. Oh look, there's another like castle over there. Okay, there must be a way we can maybe bamf up. We bamf up here. I see something flashing over there. What's that? Maybe we can go around this way and then grappling hook up there or bamf up there or something. Through here. Here we go. Looks promising. Okay, do we go right? Left? So I hope Lady Ashbury's okay. He's kind of talking so cryptically. I hope that like whatever we did when we defeated Harriet Jones or something like that, I hope that didn't like injure her or something, because Harriet Jones was her progeny. I don't think that's how it works though, but I don't know. She was pretty freaked out when she learned about that. Wait, who's this gravestone? Mary Englewood, born Whitaker in 1534. Mary Englewood, that name is familiar. Robin Englewood. Englewood? Who are the Englewoods? Oh no. I don't know. Before we go in, I want to check, can I see... Oh yeah, I just wanted to have a look and make sure that like all the people I've left behind that they didn't die or anything. Because there was a few people who needed to be cured and stuff. And I was worried that like, oh, maybe the people I didn't cure died or something, but they all look to be okay. All right. Okay, I don't know who the Englewoods are or who they were in the 1500s. But I guess clearly they used to own this castle. This is such a cool castle though.
It's locked, all right.
Look at this.
The lady of the manor isn't expecting visitors.
Look how beautiful this is. This is so cool. It's quite a nice change from the city. Back this way, there was somewhere to go. Oh, and we can go this way as well. Oh, there's so much to explore. I love this place. This has 100% got to be a real castle somewhere. Because, like, the layout of it just seems super realistic. Like, you've got all these kind of outbuildings and turrets and everything. Like, it feels like they definitely got this from real life. I don't think, you know, it just has that kind of natural, feels very real walking around it. If you've ever been to, like, you know, an old castle or an old kind of old ruins like this, it feels just like walking around one in real life. And look, see, there's that building over there, so I wonder, is that just part of the castle grounds? You know? Or what is that? This place is so cool. I'm having a great time just running around exploring. Because I love going to like old ruins and old buildings and castles. I love all that stuff in real life, so this is really fun. Just running around. I feel like I'm playing a ruins exploring sim. Okay, this looks like... Will this bring us inside? Oh my god, this place is so huge. Okay, there's the stairs up. We can't go that way, so I guess we're going up here. Looks like the only way we can go. Oh, finally. Oh, look at the sunlight. Just, can we appreciate the sunlight on the castle wall right there? And the trees. Oh my god. It's so beautiful. Alright, let's go. Bam. No, anybody here? Elizabeth?
Maybe it's just my imagination, but
William?
I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume.
Oh yeah?
She must be here somewhere. It's locked.
I really hope like nothing bad has happened to her. Old letter. Dear Lady Ashbury. Who's this from? Countess Alexandra Somerset in 1865. Dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter and all the good news it contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you when we arrive in London. The garden is beautiful under the summer sky, although I noted your wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight because of your frail health. Frail health. You're welcome any day. We'll discuss this wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of an orphanage for young ladies inspired by the French Maison Royale de Saint-Louis, sadly closed when the French people chose, my God, I can't even write these words down, to cut their king's head off. Such a place, destined to provide a good education to gifted but poor orphan girls, will surely excite my friends here in the city. You can count on me and my influence to help make your project a huge success. Yeah, that was the orphanage I think that Charlotte grew up in, wasn't it? Lady Ashbury, are you here? Are you all right? Oh my god, I thought this statue was a person for a second. That gave me a fright. Who's this? Oh, that's me! It's my painting! Portrait of Dr. Jonathan Reed by Elizabeth Ashbury in 1918. Hey, it's me! Look at that. I thought that she spilled red paint all over it. She must have had this one already finished. I look very stern, don't I? Very
Elizabeth,
stern.
my love, you allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep.
All right,
I'm
Jonathan.
flattered.
Creepy. Why did you have to say it like that? My portrait is watching over you as you sleep, Elizabeth. This looks like something. Okay. Dear Mr. McAllister, this is written in 1795. As the new legal owner of the Ashbury estate, I intend to quickly engage in the overdue maintenance and repairs of the walls and the crypt of the castle. Among the few architects I invite to send forth proposals, I was most impressed by your respectful approach concerning renovations on historical buildings and their preservation. I would be glad to meet you at your convenience. My only request would be to speak to you directly and not your assistants. Any evening of next month would be agreeable. You may come to the castle, or I can meet you at your office as you prefer. If you agree to come to the castle, I could show you what kind of repairs and modifications I have in mind concerning the crypt, which may need considerable work and reconstruction. Very sincerely, Lady Ashbury. I mean, if they've been doing renovation works on this castle since 1795, I feel like it should look a bit better than it currently
Like
does.
most castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
Do you know what I mean? Look at this. Okay, if they were repairing this place in 1795, why are there holes in the roof? Why is there a big hole in the wall? Maybe he wasn't that good of an architect. Okay.
This
there's a
castle
crypt
is
somewhere.
falling apart.
Yeah, it is. Oh my god, look at the dining hall. Oh my god, this is so cool. And there's another letter down there I can see. Oh, this is so cool. I love this castle. Okay, this is 100% hands down my favorite map and favorite area in this entire game. Hands down. I love this. Can we go down here? Oh shit. I hope we can get back up.
That sweet fragrance. Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
She was here recently. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go read this letter first. Recent contract. Dear Lady Ashbury, 1907, this is more recently. I write to confirm that my men will be at your castle next Monday to begin the new work on the crypt and its access. Plans have been approved, and I'll personally be on site to supervise the installation of the locks and security measures you have requested. So, Angus McAllister was working on this place in 1795, but also working on this place in 1907. So, is Angus McAllister also a vampire? Or is he like the grandson of the first McAllister who was working on the castle in 1795? I don't know. Oh, hang on. If I just had finished reading the letter, I would have answered this question. Look, I can assure you that my men have been briefed about never entering the crypt itself or the second floor of the castle. I must say I'm proud to continue and enhance the work you started by my great-great-grandfather when employed by your ancestor in 1795. Okay, I just answered my own question. I should have just read the letter properly. So he's the great-grandson of the McAllister who was working on the castle in 1795, and he thinks that Lady Ashbury is also like a descendant of that Lady Ashbury. That's funny. So security measures, installation of locks and security measures for the crypt. Interesting. So is that to lock someone in? Like, does she have William Marshal's coffin in that crypt and that all the security measures? Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. So do you remember we were talking to McCullum, or we were reading the memoirs of the vampire hunter guy, and in the memoirs it said that in the Great Hunts they were searching for William Marshal to kill him, and his coffin had been moved. They found out where his coffin was being kept, and it was in Temple Church somewhere in London, under a church. And they said that when they went to raid the place, the coffin had been moved, and they didn't know who had moved it. So that makes sense now that it was moved here. Lady Ashbury has been working on the renovations and the security measures to keep the coffin here. And that's why no one could find it, because it was like in fucking moved all the way to Scotland. Lady Ashbury? Is this her picture? Oh my god, I was going to say it looks like Van Gogh. Portrait of Lady Ashbury by Vincent van Gogh, 1885. Look at that. Cute. That is cute. Yeah, she's also been around for a while, huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this portrait was hanging up in her house in London as well. It's obviously of this castle. So I'm just kind of still looking around. So this is where we dropped down. And we see any view? Oh my god, like some of you might have copped all of this earlier, but I'm only copping it now, you know. Look at the coat of arms up there as well. So beautiful. Is this a portrait of someone important? So we've kind of lost her trail a bit, have we? Oh, who's this? Portrait of Elizabeth and Jacob Blackwood in Versailles, 1788. Is this our Elizabeth? So Elizabeth was Lady Blackwood? Maybe? Elizabeth and Jacob Blackwood in Versailles, 1788. Or is that a different Elizabeth? Maybe I'm being presumptuous there. Oh, I missed this letter. Okay, so this is 1909. Dunbarrow Sanatorium, Scotland. Dear Lady Ashbury. Oh, this is from Dr. Swansea. Cool. Okay, dear Lady Ashbury, I thank you for your previous letters and ardent discussions about vampire folklore. It's now obvious we share an opinion concerning scientific and modern approach toward the need for blood and the cure of addiction. I must confess I admired your charitable attitude when I met you at the Dunbarrow Sanatorium, and I'm still impressed by your kindness when talking with humble and poor patients. I was delighted to read about the position of administrator at the Pembroke Hospital you financed since its founding. After a few days of deliberation, I'm happy to accept your offer. It will be for me an occasion to get back to the busy streets of London after years of public service in the beautiful but far quieter Scotland. I will be glad to meet you there and discuss with you further about immortality, its advantages and disadvantages, and how to enhance your condition. I look forward to our next meeting. Yours sincerely, Dr. Edgar Swansea. So she got him the job at Pembroke Hospital. Interesting. Somebody suits farmer and everything. Suits a farmer. You're going to come to life or anything? You're not going to come to life and attack me or anything? Okay. Oh. Okay, so there's 2 doors we can go into. This place just keeps going. It's so huge.
This painting looks suspicious.
Which one? Which one? Which one, Jonathan? This one? Which painting? Rats. Hello, rats. Oh, this painting? This giant painting here? On the top of the stairs? Well, that looks like the Red Queen. That looks like the Vampire Knight. That looks like the Vampire Knight William Marshal fighting the Red Queen. Yep. Oh, activate senses.
A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
Oh. Cool. Sword and a moon. Oh, looks like we can loot this chest up here as well. Okay, another letter. 1807. Dear Miss Ashbury, when last we communicated, you asked for the conveyance of a large coffin from Temple Church, London, to the crypt of the Ashbury Castle in Scotland. I'm happy to report your request has finally been validated. My drivers have been informed that, for security reasons, guards must always protect the coffin. You have hired these individuals who will be waiting for us in London. They also have been informed that under no circumstance should the carriage try to pass a river by boat, but always by road and bridges, for the precious wood and the relics inside the coffin cannot be exposed to humidity and moisture. You'll find a detailed quote for the entire operation attached to this letter. We are ready to go to London as soon as payment is received in full. Respectfully, Samuel Lewis, Independent Contractor. Yeah, so they definitely stashed William Marshal's coffin here, and that's why the red entity guy wants to say goodbye to his sons. But the thing is, I don't know if William Marshall still in his coffin to this day, or is he like woken up? Is he alive, or are they trying to keep him dormant, or do they want to bring him back to life? You know what I mean? I don't know. Okay, so we need to look for a sword and a moon. Am I supposed to be looking at my senses? Probably. Sword and a moon, you say? I don't know if I should be just looking with my eyes or looking with my senses. Oh, hang on. I see something over here. This looks like something.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Okay, well this looks like a flower symbol. Okay. What else? Here, what's this?
One last switch.
The moon.
And
this is the moon. Okay, so we found a moon and a flower symbol. We need to find a sword symbol. But they were both by windows. Oh, wait. Oh, there's two more over here, look. This is the sword.
voila.
Hey! That's the shield. Okay. Hey. Down into the fireplace. It's so cool. So I really hope that she's okay. And that she's here somewhere. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a long read. Okay, so Ancient Tome 1217. An angel came to me, blessed be to God. Michael appeared to me last night in all his glory, shaped in glorious blood, to grant me eternal life at the dusk of my life. The apparition was so sublime and terrible that I could not help but lower my head and close my eyes. Struck by the divine gift, I fell to the ground, only to awake next night. You will serve me as you served your kings, said the angel, before striking me with all his power. You will protect this land through the eons to come. For all who knew me, I should now hide and retreat, for they consider me dead. Soon I will leave the company of men to serve my new purpose. Blessed be God. 1350. Michael appeared to me last night in my retreat under Temple Church and asked me to prepare for battle. The land must be saved. Death is everywhere. The Black Death. An epidemic sent by the devil himself to punish mortals all over the world. My arm is strong. In the name of God, I shall smite the enemies of mankind. England shall prevail. 1569. It is almost 20 years since my fight started against the devil, and the end is uncertain. From time to time, the plague, the Black Death, reappears in a village, in a town, and each time the vicious minions of hell approach to get their share of the mortal suffering. Vampires, dreadful creatures, I won't let this land collapse. Until my last breath, I'll serve and protect England. Tonight, 1578, tonight in the small village of Hoddesdon, I met the most delicate soul I've seen for a long time. She was singing for the dead, singing for those she knew and loved, those killed by a new plague outbreak without fearing for her own life. Her voice moved me, so I chose to let her live. I offered her eternal life as a reward for her virtue and most pious attitude. Her name is Elizabeth Englewood. I'm not alone anymore. Together, we shall praise God in all his glory for the eons to come. 1618. My heart is breaking. My soul is bleeding. Tonight, my dear Elizabeth left me. I have taught her all I knew, all she needed to know. Now she must walk her own path through the ages. This is her wish, and I will respect it. Elizabeth Englewood, my sweet daughter, is gone, for she now wants to be known as Elizabeth Blackwood. I made her a promise. If she ever comes back to Hoddesdon, she will find me there, managing the Bull Inn her parents owned before dying. Excuse me, I was reading. William Marshal shall disappear for a few times too now that the Black Death is no more. Until we meet again, I shall be known as William Thorne, waiting for my angel to come back. 1665. The devil is at work again. The Great Plague is back, reaping thousands of lives in London. I must sell the Bull Inn and go there. Once more, William Marshal shall protect the land. 1666. What have I done? Let the devil infect me. God forgive me. The terrifying creature I had to defeat was a demon straight from hell, an abomination of the flesh, a walking apocalypse. I had to trap the dreadful creature in St. Paul's Church and set the building on fire. Without the advice of Michael, I don't know if I could have defeated my enemy. The flames cleansed the city of the demon's presence, but half of London burnt down. Ever since, I've dreamt of a red flood of slaughter and rage. It's like the disaster had tainted my blood, my very soul. For the first time in centuries, I'm afraid. I shall crawl back to my retreat and pray to God for mercy and for my infected soul. Yeah, and do you remember the priest in Whitechapel was like having visions and he wanted to like burn the city and he was like, that's the only way to cleanse the plague. So like, I mean, he wasn't a good dude, really. He was still burning innocent people, but I think that was obviously like kind of his visions must have been kind of linked to this or something. I don't know. 1667. Elizabeth came to me. She said she said she felt my pain and rushed to save me. My poor daughter, blinded by rage, intoxicated by the blood of hate, I bit her. She fled, shocked by my betrayal. I laughed and cried as she cursed me. God, have I betrayed you? Have you abandoned me? Wait, but was she not already immortal? Because he's already immortal. And then he met her in 1578. She left in 1618. And in 1667, we're talking about almost 100 years later, he's saying he bit her now. So she must have been immortal before that. I'm reading this. Okay, hang on. Where was I? Okay, I bit her. She fled, shocked by my betrayal. I laughed and cried as she cursed me. God, have I betrayed you? Have you abandoned me? 1712. My prayers have been heard. I have found the strength to resist the need for blood, the never-ending hunger. My poor Elizabeth, will you ever forgive me? I've heard you now kill and take pleasure in bloodbath with this new progeny of yours. You're a victim in all this. What have I done? I swear I will find a way to make amends for what I've done to you. I swear I shall only rest once I know how to appease the blood of hate. So how did he... So he was immortal. This angel made him immortal to fight the bad things in the world, fight the plagues, fight the demons or devils or whatever. And then he met Lady Elizabeth. And then 100 years later, he bit her. So I'm a little confused about how she was already immortal then if he didn't bite her before. And then when did he start biting people? Because he was immortal. This angel made him immortal. And in 1569, he's writing, vampires are dreadful creatures. And then he's like, oh, I met this girl. She's living with me. Da, da, da. She wants to leave, walk her own path. Okay, so he seems to have changed after he burnt the city of London. He starts having these dreams of red flood, slaughter and rage. And after that, he feels like he has tainted blood. And then after that is when he bites Elizabeth. So maybe that's when the blood thirst started. Maybe the disaster corrupted him then. After he burnt the city of London. I'm not sure. Okay, so where are we now? 1785. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. What a symbol to choose the place where I defeated the disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. There, in the sacred silence of the church and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against this evil creature, the Deus Astro, the Eater of Stars, who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request, my burning desire to stop the blood of hate. Their primate promised to come back to me with an answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tear of Angels. According to him, this ancient artifact could heal anything, cleanse any blackened soul, and purify my blood. Blessed be the Lord. It took me more than 100 years to find a cure for the blood of hate, but I may finally have found it. Soon the rage shall end. I'm reading. Soon the rage shall end. Soon I may repair the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of the king. To find such rare ingredients is not what worries me the most, for time is on my side. It's the last part that worries me, pure essence of garlic. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell when I drink the antidote, but if that's the price to pay to cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I'm ready to endure this excruciating pain. So that last paragraph, this paragraph here, 1785, we've already found that on its own. We've read that bit, but we haven't read the rest of this before. So it's kind of putting all the pieces together. 1786, I finally managed to gather all of the ingredients needed to concoct the Tear of Angels, blood of the purest heart from the fortitude, blood of a king for courage, garlic essence for the painful cleansing. After months of impatience, almost made mad by the hunger, I waited again and again until finally Elizabeth cautiously came to me. As promised, I had chained myself to be sure I would not attack her again. I did not recognize my sweet daughter at first, for she only was Lady Blackwood now, the dreadful mistress of the dark who took delight in slaughter and carnage in France. Okay, so she went to France and she was wreaking havoc over there. She smirked as I apologized and cried for what I had inflicted to her. She shouted at me when I tried to explain to her that my bite had infected her, had given her the blood of hate, now burning in her veins, in her soul. I told her I found a cure and that I had managed to create 1 dose of antidote. I gave it to her to give her back her precious peaceful life. In exchange, I only asked her to take care of me, for I intended to be locked down in my tomb, chained if necessary, to impeach me from feeding on any mortal or immortal. She reluctantly took the Tear of Angels and left. I hope to see her again soon, cured and at peace. So he made the antidote and gave it to Lady Ashbury. So I wonder, so she must have taken it then, because she's not like, but no, she must not have taken it because she's still drinking blood to this day. I don't know. 1794, she came back to me finally, cured, so she did take it, healthy, joyful, my Elizabeth. She told me she had drunk the antidote about a year ago in France, after witnessing and taking part in the massacre of an entire orphanage caused by the blood of hate. Oh my God, she killed an entire orphanage in France. Is that why she started her own orphanage in London? Probably out of guilt or something? Oh my God, that's when the Lady Blackwood died, she said. She promised she would take care of me now. That's all I ask as I repent for all the murdered souls caused by my negligence of more than 100 years. My dearest daughter came back last week to tell me the good news. She has recently bought a castle in Scotland. She will soon finance the... Stop doing that, I'm reading. She will soon finance the renovation of the castle crypt to provide me a new retreat, far from temptation, far from the noisy, crowded cities. I can't wait to embrace the solitude, find the peace I need to refrain from killing. God, please give me the strength to resist the urges during the journey from London to my new domain. Before I leave, I should give a copy of these memoirs to the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, without the most shameful and sensible information, of course. Soon, I shall leave London to pursue my penance. There I shall find peace at last with the support of my resuscitated Elizabeth. That was a long one. Oh my God, that was a long one. But, okay, so we learned a lot about William Marshal and about Elizabeth over the years, over the decades, over the centuries even. So, I'm still not 100% sure about how Elizabeth, because he knew Elizabeth for like 100 years before he even bit her. So how was she already kind of like immortal at that stage? You know? I don't know. I really hope she's here. I'm not going to judge her too much for killing the whole orphanage because I've done my fair share of murdering in this game. I've murdered quite a lot of people, so who am I to judge?
Drop your sword, Father.
She's here, she's here.
You have nothing to be afraid of.
Did she wake him up?
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No, never. You taught me that.
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
Is this...
Why is she
Really?
holding the sword like that?
Yes. This is William Marshal, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and saviour of England. The
Wow.
greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father.
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reed.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
Few minutes left? Before what? Before what? Why is she holding the big sword like that? She's not gonna fucking fight me, is she? Okay, where are we? Why flee here? Will you go back to London? London is saved. Okay, where are we?
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Someone may find you?
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's
Hopefully
not that
not.
hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Oh my god.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
I'm loving the music in this part. It's so nice. But yeah, so I kind of thought that maybe he was like lying dormant in a coffin this whole time, but no, looks like he's just been living here. Okay, why flee here? Will you go back to London? London is saved!
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
Yes. You did well, Jonathan. You truly saved the city.
Yes, we did. Despite all obstacles. I'm truly convinced we did it together, Elizabeth.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this. Through the use of my own blood.
No.
It wasn't your fault.
This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation. And the will of a creature so inexplicably evil. She exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
No, it wasn't your fault. Why hide him here? Is he dangerous? We could cure him. Marshal infected you. We could cure him?
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
Is he dangerous?
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty Ekon who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption.
No redemption, then.
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Oh, okay. So he was he was always a vampire then. It was just the blood of hate didn't kind of take over until 1666 when he burnt London down. So before that he wasn't drinking blood? I'm not sure.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
Infected you.
William Marshal infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
Yeah, so she still drinks blood and everything. Like, she's still a vampire. She still drinks blood to survive. But I guess now she has more self-control. You know, she was feeding on, like, the sick and the dying. She wasn't, like, you know, so her kind of rampage days are over, I guess. You should have told me. What about us? What about us? You should have told me. Really, how did you meet? How did you meet? Yeah, how did you meet him?
How did you meet William Marshal?
He was an Ekon for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Yeah, so he made her his progeny when he first met her. But then 100 years later, he bit her, like, as in he was attacking her as a vampire. Okay, that makes more sense now. Did you ever blame him?
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected and bit me. He is my father. He raised me. He taught me how to behave.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
Okay, what about us? What about us?
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse.
Oh yeah, I killed him later
the
on.
danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
Aww.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshal myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
Yeah,
So
I understand
why
that.
did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me?
She gonna kill
I
William
have
Marshal?
so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
She gonna kill herself? I'm confused. What is she planning?
Yes?
Sir William. My God. You really are William Marshal. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my
no.
hearing isn't what it used to be.
No.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What
is
sharp
it
teeth you
want,
have,
then?
my dear. All the better to eat you with. Okay, about the tears of angels, about the disaster. Tell me of the blood of hate. Yeah, tell me more about the
I
the
found
cure.
your research on the antidote.
The antidote.
The tears of the angels. What ingredients did you use?
Once I understood what the ingredients were, I used the tears of King Richard and the pure blood of the valiant Boadicea.
How did you find such relics?
King Richard and Boadicea? How did you find such relics?
It took me many years to locate their hiding place. Then I had to learn the formula. If I recall, it belonged to an ancient brotherhood. The Order of St. Paul, I believe.
And did it work?
Yes. The tears cleansed my poor Elizabeth's blackened heart. It was such a blessing to see her smile again.
Tell me about the disaster.
I found and defeated the disaster that was threatening to smite London. You should know that the city is safe for now, Sir William.
Then may I call you brother? Did you resist its poison? Even a scratch from a beast so evil could endanger you and all those you care for.
Oh, I definitely took a few scratches, that's for sure. Who was the one you defeated? How did you defeat it?
How did you defeat it?
We fought for hours. In the end, I had to lock her in St. Paul's Cathedral and burn the building down. I wanted to be sure she was destroyed.
You also defeated
So is she a
one
different
in
Red Queen from the Red
1666.
Queen we fought?
Who was it?
She was a malicious witch who spread plague throughout the city with her army of rats.
Oh.
She had been hiding in a bakery in Pudding Lane
she was
for
different.
months when I finally found her.
Yeah. Okay, so it was a different disaster back then. Okay, good to know. So the Red Queen seems to be a different enemy then, I guess. I think. I don't know.
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
Okay, can we talk about vampires? Can we speak about the Morrigan? Yeah, can we talk about Morrigan?
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen? What of her?
Yeah, did you meet her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once, but she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song. It is a song of blood and war. I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
Huh? What?
Do you know who she is?
Oh, he
I
likes her?
don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the red song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
Okay, so the Red Queen is causing blood of hate in him. So he hears the song or whatever. But that's different to the disaster that he fought with the rats. It was a different person.
Do you remember Myrddin, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Myrddin, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
How was Elizabeth infected? How did you meet? You sacrificed yourself. How was she infected? Well, we know all this. He bit her. We know how they met. We could set you free. You sacrificed yourself?
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done and how I failed.
Do you want to be cured?
Do you not want to be cured?
No. This hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long. All I want is quiet. Silence.
Okay.
You agreed to be confined here, then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked to be locked down here. I deserve it. The world needs it.
We could set you free?
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
Why would we do
I pray
that?
for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long as she releases me.
So she's going to kill him?
Has the time come?
With the big sword?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time?
No. Because he'll escape.
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear, for it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord.
Do it, Elizabeth. Ew. Oh, did we need to see the head?
Farewell, Father.
Ew.
And to you also, Jonathan.
She's gonna kill herself.
What
No,
do you mean?
don't, Elizabeth.
I can't stand what I've become.
No.
This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No.
Don't.
I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go,
No.
I can't stand it.
Don't. No, Elizabeth.
Yes. We are vampires. We are death.
No, Jonathan. I won't bring another disaster into this world.
I can't lose you, Elizabeth. Even if it means putting the whole world at risk.
How can you say such an awful thing? Where is the Jonathan
selfish.
I once
I'm
saved
selfish.
from a scowl in this abandoned factory?
I'm not that frightened man anymore. I've learned so much. Done so much.
I see. So there is nothing worth living for in this world anymore.
No, Elizabeth.
Farewell.
No, come on. Don't. Oh no. No. Oh, I wanted a happily ever after with her. Elizabeth. No. I really feel like we could have maybe convinced her, talked to her. Like, we could have done a better job.
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song.
I wasn't expecting
Child
that
born
at all.
from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung and your path chosen. England is safe, the price paid most dear. But what do you care? You are the one who keeps killing. You've chosen your path, my fallen champion, like others before you. Prey
no.
to lust and desire, slave to the everlasting thirst.
Oh God.
My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber.
This is because I killed
Until,
so many
alas,
people in the
she
game.
rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
This is because I killed so many people in the game. This is why I'm getting this ending. No. I wonder if I didn't kill so many people in the game, would I have had a happy ending with Elizabeth? You know? Oh, no. I can't believe that she killed herself. I'm so sad about that. I really, really wanted to live happily ever after with Elizabeth in the castle in Scotland. That's what I wanted. And then I went on to keep on killing and everything, and Myrddin is mad at me because I turned out to be a baddie vampire. That's 100% because I killed so many people in the game, isn't it? I wonder. So the interesting thing about this game is that your choices affect the story and affect different things. So I have a lot of questions about like what would have happened if I like didn't eat anybody, because I know people play this game. You can play it without eating anybody at all, which means that you don't level up as much. So I kind of need to go and look up like what people did in different versions of how they played the game. Like, how do you do a version where you don't eat anybody, and then other people who just like went completely evil and like killed everyone and all the districts were hostile. Like, what was their story like? What was their ending like? Was there a way to save Lady Ashbury? Was there a way to convince her to stay with me at the end instead of walking into the fire? Oh my god. I love it because I really feel like my decisions impacted the game. I impacted the story, I feel like, in a big way. Like, I have so many questions. I'd love to know what would have happened if I had turned Aloysius Dawson into a vampire, or if I had turned Jeffrey McCullum into a vampire, or if I had let Dr. Swansea die, or what would have happened if I didn't kill Sean Hampton in the night shelter after he became, a Skal as well. Like, if I had let Sean Hampton live, would I have had to have fight him later on in the game? Or who else did I kill? I killed so many people. I killed so many people, but like, that sweet XP, leveled up loads. So I finishing the game, I think I'm level 36. So I'm level 36, and that was like eating a good amount of people, but not eating everyone. Like, I wasn't completely evil, but so if you didn't eat anybody, you would have to be much lower level ending the game. So I don't know how you would like do the final boss fight and stuff if you were much lower level, because like I found that quite challenging, and I was high enough level, I thought. Yeah, I loved the ending. I loved going to the castle. I loved exploring the castle and finding out what happened to William Marshal and Lady Ashbury. And there was a lot of kind of like reading of texts to do, but it was interesting. You kind of learned a lot about what happened. But yeah, I really, really, really liked that last chapter, the epilogue, and just exploring the castle and wandering around. I thought it was beautifully designed, and the environment and everything just looked really real. Like, it really, really felt like you're exploring an old castle in real life. It was really cool. I'm really, really sad about that ending, though. I'm really, really disappointed that Lady Ashbury felt that way and felt that she couldn't continue on living, and that she was so full of guilt and afraid of what would happen if she created another disaster, if it ever happened again. Which I completely understand. I just really wish that... I really, really wish that we had our happy ever after ending. And that we lived as Lord and Lady of the castle, and... Because maybe if she had survived and we lived together in the castle, then my ending wouldn't have been so terrible, and I would have stopped eating people, and I wouldn't have been so evil anymore, and we could have just like lived in the castle and eaten rabbits or something, I don't know. So cool. I love the way the Myrddin, the the entity guy who created me, also created William Marshal, also possibly created like a bunch of other historical figures over the years as well. So like there's like famous people in history that are also vampires probably, like I think that's so cool. Lady Ashbury's history was so dark. I completely understand why she freaked out and like fled and left as soon as we told her that Harriet Jones was created from her blood. Because yeah, she did some crazy shit in France over the years. Wow. And like that's so interesting how she set up her own orphanage in London to help young girls and adopted Charlotte out of the orphanage and everything. But because in her history she had killed an entire orphanage of children in France. And like that's so interesting that she went on then to set up her own orphanage in London. Like she was trying to atone for her sins, I love that. Love that dark twist. Oh god. So good. Yeah, I really enjoyed this game. Like really enjoyed this game. Like every time I'd sit down and record, I was always like, okay, I'm excited to play. I want to know what's happening next. Like it was really fun. At no point was I, bored or uninterested. I was always interested in like figuring out what was going on. I do probably regret not finishing off some of I had like 2 side quests that I didn't finish off before I went down into the sewers and fought Harriet Jones and fought the Red Queen, which means I couldn't go back and do those afterwards, because there's no like save point or checkpoint in this game. Like the way the game is, it's just like auto saves and you can't go back in time, so I would have to start like a whole new playthrough from scratch if I wanted to make different choices and that kind of thing. So the only thing that I kind of regret not doing was going to find the last thing that my father left for me, because we found the 3 letters that he left for me, and then there was one last thing we had to go and find in Southwark, and I never did that. So I don't know what that would have been, if it would have been something that was really helpful to us, or I don't know if his last letter would have left us, like would have revealed some more information about why he left or where he left or what happened. But yeah, I don't know, because I had a theory at one point that my father maybe also was a vampire, and that's why he left, because he was talking about having like kind of a darkness inside him and hate. So I don't know if maybe he had the blood of hate inside him or not, but I guess I won't know now because I kind of accidentally went to the point of no return. And yeah, and then the other side quest that I wanted to finish was the Braille notes. So I had the Braille notes. I was supposed to go find some laboratory somewhere, but yeah, I didn't really go looking for that, and then it was too late and I couldn't go back because I did the last quest and then we left London and we ended up in the epilogue. So if anyone wants to let me know in the comments what would have happened with the Braille notes storyline and going to the lab, yeah, do let me know, because the game is over now, so you can spoil me in the comments. Let me know what would have happened if I did things differently. Would I have had a nicer ending in the game with Lady Ashbury if I didn't kill anyone? Yeah, let me know, because yeah, I have to live with my choices. Oh man, but this game was really fun. Really, like, I really loved the music, I loved the vibe, I loved the theme, I loved the design of walking around London at nighttime, and I really enjoyed kind of like investigating about, finding out things about people from talking to them, and then, you could go and like find more hints about them, and then that made them worth more XP. And then I really loved, I think my favorite boss fight in the entire game was the Mary fight in the graveyard. Finding out what happened to my sister, having her confront me in the graveyard about murdering her and making her into a vampire accidentally, and then her killing our mother and then having to fight me. And then that fight was actually was quite challenging. And I just think for the story and the theme and the mechanics of that fight, that was probably my favorite boss fight in the whole game. Yeah. I just loved that. Loved that reveal and everything. So there's a few things that I didn't get around to doing before I finished the game, but that's okay. I think this game is supposed to be replayed with making different choices and that kind of thing. So I'm curious now to look up how people do this without eating anybody. Yeah, how do they do that without eating a single person? Because I know that's something you can definitely do. But then like the fighting must be harder. I don't know. I enjoyed that game so much. I enjoyed Vampyr. Really, really liked the story. I got into the combat eventually. At the beginning, I wasn't. The combat for me felt a little bit clunky, but then I just kind of found my groove, with it. And yeah, I kind of liked how leveling up was important. Like when you leveled up, because you'd pass the day, and then certain events would happen, or people would get sicker, or you'd cure people. So you had to really think about like when you leveled up. I'm really happy with my playthrough. I had a really, really fun time with it. I'm definitely going to remember this game, remember this story. Really enjoyed the character of Dr. Jonathan Reed. Yeah, overall, I definitely would recommend this game. There's a lot of dialogue and there can be a lot of text to read sometimes. So I would definitely recommend it if you're into stories and into lore and into talking to NPCs to find out things, but if you're maybe don't have the patience for that, then maybe this game isn't for you. But like, I would definitely recommend this game because it was really, really fun, and I think underrated actually, because this game is probably a lot better than I initially thought. It deserves more credit. Yeah, so really, really enjoyed that. And that's the end of Vampyr. So thank you for watching Vampyr and liking or commenting on the series. And yeah, just thanks so much for checking it out. And I hope you enjoyed my playthrough. And yeah, let me know in the comments what would have happened if you played the game. What would have happened if I made different choices, or whatever, or your questions or your theories about all the stuff we just found out this episode, because I still have questions. So many questions. Let me know in the comments what your theories are. And yeah, thank you so much for watching Vampyr. The next series on my channel is going to be Uncharted 2. So that's what's going to be on here on Thursdays and Sundays going forward. And yeah, I'll probably add another game as well, like a shorter game soon. So I'm still deciding what I'm going to do. But yeah, have a look out for those as well. And thank you so much for watching Vampyr with me. And I'll see you in the next series.